Well, good Friday to you, and I so enjoy saying that every chance I can. Just comes once a week. Nevertheless, as we're getting ready to embark on the weekend, we have to talk about the weather that's going to arrive here first. We're still tracking showers and some storms, but not so much severe weather, I don't think, by the time it makes its way into the viewing area shortly. But a few inches of rainfall is widely expected and quite possible for a lot of us. And we'll take a look at radar and predictions and an updated forecast and outlook in just a few moments. But as I mentioned briefly last night, trends have been kind of showing this not being as big of a weather maker in regards to the total rainfall as what we had feared earlier in the week, and that's still the trend. Although, like I said, a good couple of inches of rain are certainly possible tonight, and a good soaking that we could see. There have been some tornado watches. We're still, in fact, under a tornado watch issued for almost all of eastern Kentucky. That stays in effect until 10. A flood watch in effect through tomorrow morning. So don't take lightly what I'm saying, just that it has improved. And I'm glad to be able to say that, and I'll have some more details in just a few moments. But as for the severe weather, it didn't look like it was staying intact, but we'll take a look in a few moments and get an exact idea as to what we can expect this evening. What we can expect for your weekend is some quick clearing out. In fact, a chance of some AM showers tomorrow before 7 or so, but otherwise we'll see skies become mostly sunny. Temperatures for your weekend right now, the latest update has just at 80 degrees on your Saturday and a cooling trend thereafter. Mid and maybe low 70s by the first of next week, but clear, calm, and nice conditions will follow beginning tomorrow morning. We'll have more on that in just a few moments. A Magoffin County man wanted on an outstanding warrant for defrauding another out of hundreds of thousands of dollars was arrested by Paintsville police. Coverage of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, which did not happen as of yesterday, maybe to no surprise for some. A brief update on the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting from earlier in the week and several other reports to cover. One thing before we go to our next topic of discussion, and that's an update on what has been a couple of cases of poaching which have been investigated and opened by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife. A guilty plea by two Magoffin County men, brothers, has now resulted in them losing their hunting privileges for at least a year and paying fines into the thousands of dollars. The case started back, as I told you, around that time in late April when Officer Glenn Griffey with the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife stopped a truck in South Magoffin up on a strip job. Suspicious activity, as he noted in his police citation, as I can recall. And that vehicle, as I told you at that time, fled and tried to elude Griffey, which he was able to stop at a later time, or a few moments later, a short distance later. There were two men inside, both of which were identified as brothers, Shane and Wesley Prater. And the investigation began thereafter. There was some blood and feathers in the back of the truck that led him to their residence. There were other turkeys found in the freezer. In all, 5 turkeys were taken, and neither of the two individuals had hunting licenses, permits, and they also had at least one illegal gun in their possession that had not been plugged. So between the two, there were 24, nearly 2 dozen, actually 22 hunting violations that they were issued. They have pled guilty to a reduced number, but they were cited for hunting without licenses and permits, hunting without their education course completed, violation of the bag limits on wildlife, the improper gun, the shotgun which had been plugged, an illegal take or pursue of wild turkey or deer. And in all, they pled guilty on the 19th, just days ago, with Shane Prater ordered to pay some $1,689 in replacement cost for 3 of the turkeys, and Wesley Prater $1,126 for 2 of the turkeys. Now, there were also some other fines, $1,100 for Shane Prater and about $500 for Wesley Prater, which were suspended depending on whether or not they commit any type of violation thereafter. Their hunting rights were also revoked for a year, one of the strongest penalties for poaching in Magoffin County and eastern Kentucky for quite some time. A Magoffin County man was arrested on a long-withstanding warrant and is still being held in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center after being jailed yesterday, I believe it was, without bail. Henry Lyons, 74, of Sagersville, was taken into custody this week by Officer Smith with the Paintsville Police Department. He was arrested yesterday afternoon right around 1:15. This relates to a case that started back in 2012, according to court documents. 74-year-old Henry Lyon, was officially indicted in Magoffin County in March of 2015. Now, this relates to 2012, when in November of that year, he's alleged to have obtained a $200,000 check or payment from a Magoffin County man and his wife, with the intention of not paying it back or without the ability. And then after getting that first $200,000, later on in January of 2014, on the same day, he issued 2 checks back to that same individual or couple, one for $200,000 and one for $205,000, knowing that they would not be honored by the bank or financial institution they were written on. So later, going on now to September of 2015, he entered a plea in the case in circuit court before Kim Childers. He appeared in court on August the 6th of 2015, withdrew his plea of not guilty, and entered a guilty plea to 1 count of theft by deception, actually 3 counts of theft by deception, all $10,000 or greater. Now, as part of that plea agreement, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for each of those 3 counts, but that sentence was going to be diverted for a period of 90 days on the condition that he pay back the one he defrauded a total of $750,000, $250,000 for each of the 3 counts. The judge essentially letting him go if he paid back the debt of 3 payments of $250,000 within that 90 days. It was also ordered that he was given credit with time served prior to his sentencing. However, the money was not repaid, and an arrest warrant was issued actually last June on the 2nd, just a little more than a year ago, and has not been served until yesterday when Officer Danny Smith with the Paintsville Police Department executed it. As a result, Line was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center and ordered held without bond. His court date has been set for July the 20th. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Curb your appetite for a good deal and some home cooking at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily special. Saturdays get a 10-piece hot and spicy wing dinner with all the fixins, only $4.69, $3.99 after 4 o'clock. And on Sundays, our famous chicken and dumpling special with homemade cobbler and ice cream, only $4.49, $3.99 after 4. And we cater gatherings big or small at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Whether you're going to spend your summer working or playing or both, they've got everything you need for pennies on the dollar at Parkway Gun and Pawn, and they'll loan you money on anything worth $1 every day. And they buy gold and silver. You can find musical instruments, tools, electronics, games, jewelry, guns, and more at Parkway Gun and Pawn, 349 Pawn. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
Yes, Logan makes the best truck bodies on the market, and they also have a fully stocked warehouse of dump body parts, PTOs, hydraulic pumps, hoists, anything you need to get back on the road. And they are a full-service steel and aluminum service center. They keep I-beam, channel, angle, pipe, round rod, rebar, expanded metal, sheet metal, and aluminum all in stock. And if you've got a big project, they do commercial manufacturing to your specs. Logan, since 1904.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Syersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Well, here it is Friday, and I'm already working on news for Monday. That's not all that unusual, but in today's case, or that for tonight's, it's just because I couldn't get the story, well, 2, but definitely 1, together in time. Still one brief interview to do, but it has to do with the Sayersville business that was the subject of a ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier today, a business to open on Monday of next week. But we've got one more interview to make that story whole. And it's not just about the new business opening, which is of course important in and of itself, but it's how the man has gone from losing his job in the coal industry to opening his own business, being self-employed, and Sayersville's newest business owner. There was a ribbon-cutting ceremony, as I said earlier today. There was our state representative and a few other dignitaries there as well, and it's just a nice positive story to share when economic times aren't so nice and positive. And I'll have that for you on Monday as we're set to wrap that story up as far as getting the material together in that last interview on Monday. And a few other things we're also monitoring that we may have for you early next week. With that said, Magauffa County Fiscal Court did not meet in regular session yesterday. Members of the Fiscal Court are still struggling to conduct county business, and at least one local attorney is continuing to press the issue as Magauffa County Judge Executive Hardin was a no-show for yesterday's regular scheduled meeting of the Magauffa County Fiscal Court. The meeting time and date obviously set by his office. With Gary Rooster Reisner still keeping his seat as Magistrate of District 1, and many at the same time calling for his removal or resignation, including local attorney Josh Puckett, who, as you saw in the program last month, pressed Hardin on Reisner's and Hardin's, what Puckett referred to was neglect of office and duties, with Puckett and others accusing the judge executive of attempting to manipulate the law to keep Reisner as magistrate. And with Magistrate Reisner obviously still serving his federal prison sentence, and with Judge Executive Charles Hardin not present yesterday, Magistrates Buck LeMaster and Matthew Wireman were forced to abandon efforts to have a meeting for lack of quorum.
All right, the meeting is scheduled today at 5 o'clock. This is the regular scheduled meeting. It is now 5:15. We won't be able to convene and conduct business for failure to have a quorum. I guess there'll be a notice sent out by the county judge's office saying when the next meeting is. I do believe that we meet next Thursday at 5 o'clock for the budget. I would assume that the items that's on the agenda here and any other items that need to be brought up will be on that one also. Thank you all's attendance. I appreciate everybody coming out. I'd like to see more people out at every meeting. Thank you.
If anyone has business they'd like to have on the agenda, make sure that the fiscal court and the courthouse knows.
Yes, it'll be a special meeting next time, so there'll be no comments from the floor. It needs to be on the agenda.
Make sure that you get that on.
KRS states that I have read and had interpreted by attorneys that any member of the fiscal court who fails to attend 50% of the regular terms of the fiscal court in a 6-month period, or one who fails to attend 2 consecutive terms of the fiscal court shall be charged with neglect of office and upon conviction shall forfeit his office. To recap, since January's regular meeting on the 19th, which Rooster Reisner was in attendance just before going to prison, there has not been 2 consecutive regular sessions. January the 19th was a regular meeting. The February meeting was a special session as magistrates and the judge executive were in a training session out of town. The March meeting was a regular session, while April's meeting was a special session. Hardin did not attend, saying that he had a medical issue that arose. You may recall that was when they carried on with the bid opening session, the magistrates in attendance did. May's was a regular session, and then yesterday's was a special session. So in the past 6 months, half of the meetings have been special sessions in replace of regular meetings, and the other half have been regular meetings of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. I'll be right back.
Want a big screen but don't want to have to fumble around with a big bulky phone? Then the LG G6 from Appalachian Wireless is exactly what you've been looking for. A regular size phone with more screen and less border. And while this phone was built to hold, it was also built to resist dust and water. Get the brand new LG G6 for the introductory price of $49.99 with a 2-year agreement. That's $50 off the regular price. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
'Tis the season, as they say, with wedding and baby registry at the Seasonal Shop. And as always, an endless selection of new summer shades and styles and sizes for everyone, from design houses of Charlie Page and Mud Pie, with all the matching accessories to go along with them. Shoes, jewelry, hats, bags, scarves, and more. And new arrivals weekly with free local delivery. All from Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. Just in and just perfectly priced at Gateway Motors, this 2012 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive. And this 2012 Ford Fusion, only $7,900. This 2011 Chevy Cruze loaded up, $8,900. And it's a push-pull-drag sale going on right now, which means however you can get it in, it's guaranteed to be worth at least $1,000. On this 2010 Nissan Sentra, priced at $7,900, or this 2011 Impala LT, priced under $8,000, and most payments under $200 a month. Come and check out Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349 Cars. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. Few things to make note of in tonight's McGoffin County Farm Bureau community calendar before we go any further, and a few of those are birthdays. Yep, came in, found some birthdays tucked away neatly in the door, and the first one reads, Happy birthday to Michelle Hardin, and I believe it's today, from a host of family and friends. Happy birthday. The second wish goes out to another lady celebrating a birthday today, I believe, Stacy McCoon. With a whole lot of love and best wishes from a whole lot of family and friends. Happy birthday. So I got a whole lot happening on the community calendar beginning early to mid next week. Tonight, just a couple of reminders, and they're all 4 events happening later on in July, but I'll give you one more chance to mark them on your calendar early. Don't forget the U-Pike Golf Outing. This is a fundraising event, I should say, that has been put together by the U-Pike football team, and they're going to be playing at the Green Meadow Country Club. It's a 4-person scramble, $100 per person, a lot of great prizes, a great place to play, and a great cause. And they will be teeing off that morning of Friday the 21st. Contact Associate Head Coach Brian Williams, who's also the defensive coordinator for U-Pike, at 794-9372 to get registered. And this, indeed, your last reminder as the McGoffin County High School graduating class of 82 celebrating 35 years with a cookout tomorrow in the Ramey Park. And, man, did they get lucky weather-wise. They're going to have a cookout for all classmates. Kids, grandkids are welcome, too, so be sure to bring the family with you. And if you still need to find out more, contact Carol Scott Hall. If you've got a calendar announcement you want in the program, be sure and contact me any way you like. And remember, you can always drop your announcements off here at the studio. And if we're not here, just stick them in that little brass box on the front door. Keep in mind, I'll have more next week about the free elementary football camp coming up July the 10th, 11th, and 12th in McGoffin County. And we'll talk more in a few days thereafter about the free preseason sports expo at the high school, free sports physicals. That's later on the 24th, I think, sponsored by Paul B. Hall. So look for that. More details on both. And definitely early next week, we'll have more on the elementary football camp. Free elementary football camp. And a reminder that funeral services for Garland Joseph of Jeffersonville, formerly of McGoffin County, will be held this Sunday at 1 at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. I'll be right back. Make your way to Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville for this 2013 Jeep Wrangler, wheels, tires, tow, and more. And check out this big, roomy Tundra Crew Max with the big 5.7-liter and a like-new 2016 Ford Escape, all-wheel drive, loaded up. Just look for the big gorilla and yellow sunglasses. Broadway Auto in Paintsville. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months, no interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Get your $10 tickets now for the 14th annual and perhaps biggest community day yet, featuring the incredible Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, and other headliners like the Dave Adkins Band, the Edgar Loudermilk Band with Jeff Autry, Toddy Preston and the Black Powder Express, and many, many, many more. And all the food, fun, games, and fabulous prizes that you can stand, all for just $10, and kids 12 and under, they get in for free. Community Day in the Ramey Park in Sagersville is Saturday, August the 19th. Get back to our headlines in just a second. I almost missed an anniversary wish for tomorrow, so a bit early, but with all due respect, I'm not coming in tomorrow for the anniversary, but I hope you have a wonderful day nonetheless. Happy anniversary to my wife, it says, Patricia Trusty. Love, husband Donnie. Happy anniversary. Before I go any further, a quick update on this week's meeting of the Johnson County Fiscal Court, where among other discussions, there was one centered around a request by Apple Valley to raise garbage collection rates. The Fiscal Court approved the budget for 2017-2018, that fiscal year, starting on the 1st of July. The budget just in excess of $9 million for Johnson County, with just under $4.5 million going to the general fund, just over $2.25 million going to the road fund. The jail fund will consume more than $600,000. The road fund getting some $310,000, with over $1.25 million being slated for other expenses. And in other financial matters, a representative from the Solid Waste Commission was on hand and reported that the Apple Valley Sanitation Company had requested an increase in their bills, citing landfill rates, workers' compensation rates, and a decreased population in Johnson County as the reason that they have requested to up everyone's bill by $1.50 per month. The discussion detailed how Apple Valley has had a contract with the county since 2003. It last saw a rate increase about 9 years ago. And after some more discussion, the Fiscal Court voted to table the matter for at least 1 week, go over the contract, further review it and the situation, and then address it at a special called meeting. A few items in the way of emergency equipment. The commissioners and judge approved bids by Wayne Supply to install generators in both the W.R. Castle and Red Bush fire departments, while Emergency Management Director Gary McClure outlined that another outdoor warning siren has been installed and tested, located at Foothills Telephone Service in Staffordsville. So far, I have picked up 1/4 of an inch of rain here at the studio. Those numbers are going to increase, but none of us are going to see as much as none of us in the viewing area. As you can see, folks on to our north a bit, still getting hit hard and going to continue to do so. We're going to see some more moderate showers and a few significant showers at that. Right now, no thunderstorm activity in the area. That's not looking to change much, as you can see. A lot of the reds, obviously, just now coming into the Lexington area and should go on to our north for the most part. We may see a few thunderstorms, but all in all, about 1.5 inches of rainfall is what I'm going to call for the rest of this evening. And after this evening and early tomorrow, we should be out of the wet woods, so to speak, and should be, I don't want to say high and dry because that would indicate we would be real warm, and we're not. In fact, tomorrow's 80 is going to be the high for a while. For tonight, a low of 65, though, and 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall. Shouldn't see any real flooding issues. A few of those folks who just live in those real troubled areas, those low-lying spots, certainly may see some low-level flooding, but we're not expected to see the big 4 or 5 inches of rain out of this, and that's certainly some good news. We could see some winds out of the southwest, anywhere from 6 to 20 miles per hour, but the rain right now is just coming straight down outside the newsroom and at a light pace right now. Nevertheless, we'll see a little fog in the morning, slight chances of some showers up until 7, and then we're going to start to clear. We'll be becoming sunny by the afternoon and about 80 degrees with a low of 58 tomorrow night. Thereafter, temperatures continue to fall. In fact, by the latter half of your weekend, Sunday, even though it's mostly sunny and only a few clouds above and dry and calm, mid-70s, around 76 degrees with a nighttime low of 55. And temperatures continue to drop thereafter. 74 on Monday and 72 Tuesday. Still mostly sunny, clear, only a few clouds at nights. Low 50s for nighttime lows. And then we'll start to work our way out of that pattern and on to the next. By Wednesday of next week, we should cross the 80-degree threshold again and then climb to the mid-80s thereafter. I think we'll be talking about dry conditions through maybe Friday of next week. And that's going to do it for this Friday's edition of Your News Today. Watch the weather tonight. You can enjoy it thereafter. And we'll see you back here next week, Monday evening, for more of Your News Today.